Hello and welcome! This character profile video is for the class Spiritwalker. And what you'll see is all of her skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, her skill combos, enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So, without further ado, I am pleased to present to you the class Spiritwalker. Here we go. And welcome to the skills slide. If you are new to my character profile videos, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of our skills. On the far right hand side is all the specials that go with those skills. And then the column CD is the cooldown for each skill. And then next to that is charges, which is how many times you can use the skill. And then hits is how many times the skill will hit a creature or player's opponent or character in the world. And then damage-PVE is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against a creature in the world. And damage-PVP is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another player's character. And of course, you have the passive at the bottom. So just a few things to mention. I organized this differently. What I wanted you to see is that the 4 skills at the top are the dances that she can do. And that if you look all the way over to the specials on the right, it connects to the passive called Descent of Heavenly Beast, or DOHB, initialed for short. So I will explain how the passive works, but I organized it according to that section there, the regular skills in the middle, and then the other special skills connected to the passive, which is Guardian's Descent. And those 3 things, Heaven's Fall, Phoenix Wings, and Heavenly Bee Blessing. I'll say what the whole name is later. But I wanted to separate the 2 that connect to the passive so that it's easier to read. And then of course in the PvP slide I will go over what the passive is, how it works, and everything else. Let's see, the only other thing left to mention is that if you see the red letters super armor or invincible, those things do not apply when you go into arena in the game. Everywhere else it does apply, just not there. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the next slide, which is the top 8 PvE skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvE slide. What I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized them according to the column of damage-PVE, from the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest at the bottom. And Dance of the Black Tortoise is your highest damaging skill. So you may ask yourself, why is there a green block in there? And that is because we can only take 8 skills into the game world at a time. So these are the ones that I recommend for obvious reasons in damage percentage, but I highly encourage you, once you get the hang of them, to try out the other ones. Especially your heal, the Heavenly Bee Blessing one. It never hurts to have a heal if you're trying to fight creatures that are just so strong that that extra heal really would help. And of course the Leaping Tiger doesn't hurt as well, and of course Guardian's Descent with Phoenix Wings. Look at that, when you activate that you have 300% more PvE damage. So take a moment to look at everything, and when you're ready we'll move on to the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvP slide. There is a lot to cover on this slide, so allow me to knock out the basics. I have taken all the skills and organized them according to the column of damage-PVP, with the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest at the bottom. And Dance of the Blue Dragon is your highest damaging skill. very different from PvE. So let's just knock this out in sections. You already know about the green and what that means. That's the 8 skills we could take into the world. You know about the red super armor, which is stuff that's not applied in arena. And I will go over the dances and the Guardian's Descent and the passive, all that good stuff. But let me just say this. People ask me, what skills can I use that have super armor in arena so I'm not switching back and forth with what I can and can't use? And you have 3 skills. And they are Dragon Fang, and then the next one is Phoenix Wings, and the third one is Shell Shock. So quite honestly, I would use Dragon Fang if you're going to get your super armor in. And if you're wondering, well, I don't know why you're talking about this need for super armor, I can explain it when we get to the player cards section of the video and why it's important. So for now, let's go ahead and move on to the passive. And what I'm going to do is I want to bring up the skill slide again, just so we can see things a little more organized. So let me go ahead and do that. Here we go. Okay, so now that we have the skill slide up, let's go ahead and read the passive. It is called Descent of Heavenly Beast. And how it activates is you use your dance skills 4 times to activate it. So the dances at the top is the Dance of the White Tiger, Dance of the Black Tortoise, Dance of the Red Phoenix, and Dance of the Black Tortoise, and then Dance of the Blue Dragon. And if you look at the specials over to the right, you see how there's something that happens when the passive activates. Let's look at White Tiger, the very first one. It increases your AP by 60. And then the next one down, it increases your DP by 80. So the total amount is 140 DP, or excuse me, CP increase that you can have when you activate your passive and you're using those skills. So that is great. Then you have the third dance, the Red Phoenix, which removes harmful effects, immune to burn, bleed, and shock effects. It decreases PvP damage received. Dance of the Red Phoenix is one you would use in guild events where you're up against other players. You'll be laughing all the way to the bank when you continue to use this, and all those effects that they put on you will just get wiped away because you're just normally damaging them and removing at the same time. And the fourth one is Dance of the Blue Dragon, which your dance skills damage is plus 20 more and the monster damage is plus 20 more. So all of these dances speak more CP and removing harmful effects. This is great. I don't know why you wouldn't keep cycling through each one of these. But when you look at the passive at the bottom, you are empowered for 5 seconds with each one. And when you activate the next part, which is Guardian's Descent, the regular effects of Descent of Heavenly Beast, they apply for 30 seconds. So 5 seconds can turn into 30 seconds when you use your dance skills 4 times. So you're using it 4 times to activate, and then 4 more times to give yourself more time with these effects. And if you look at the bottom where it says Heaven's Fall, and look all the way over to the right, if you use that skill, like take a break from your dances, and you know that you have Guardian's Descent active, then you will have 100% more damage with this skill when it's active. So that is the great thing about Heaven's Fall, and it's a very what is that? It's a very strong PvP skill and a very good PvE skill, so not bad. Not bad at all. And then if you look at Phoenix Wings, that's the one I told you increases your PvE by 300% and PvP by 500% hit damage. You know, if you're again out there in guild raids and stuff against other players, you're doing your dances, 4 dances, you activate your passive, 4 more dances, you get the passive and you extend the time and you activate each one of the things that the passives, or excuse me, the dances do as you do those skills. And then you jump in with a Heaven's Fall or a Phoenix Wings. And it's always best to just cycle through your dances and Heaven's Fall and Phoenix Wings. But what we're going to do now is I want to show you a video of what it looks like when you activate your heal and trigger the Guardian's Descent with the Heavenly Be Blessing skill. So let me go ahead and cue that up for you. Here we go. Alright, so we have the video queued up. We have our Spiritwalker here. We're going to, in the skills, going to use the 3 dances there, and then the Heaven's Fall and Phoenix Wings, which is below. But first, let's go to the skills section and show you what the blessing looks like graphically. So when it's active, that right there, you see the 4 colors and the circles and everything and the way she's glowing. That's when you know Guardian's Descent is activated. So what I want you to pay attention to is the bottom left corner where it shows the CP in blue, and you'll see that the AP and DP bonuses are applied. And because of Heilang, the animal that is your companion, sometimes it's a little tough to see that you actually have your passive active, but again, you are glowing just like this, and this is when you know your passive is active. And when you see the 4 circles, that's when you know that Guardian's Descent is with you as well. And you should actually use your Heaven's Fall and Phoenix Wings to get in on that. So let me go ahead and see if I can put him away. And I think he just comes out during fights. He doesn't want to miss out on a fight. So let's go ahead and move out. Bring some guys. Yep, see? It triggered. There is the Guardian's Descent and the passive already active. So now it's just a matter of what you do with it. You really want to take the time to decide what skills you want to use when your passive is active. As you can see, the damage definitely does go up. And I'm trying to show the difference in damage, like the 300% PVE damage with the skills at the bottom. Hopefully you can spot the difference of when I had it active and when I don't. I think it's 1,300 normal and 5,000 if you have the Guardian's Descent active. And some of these skills are just straight up AoE powerful. It's really nice. See, like that. And just let Heilang take out all your opponents. Yeah, 1,800 normal before the buffer. Before the passive is active. So it's definitely a big difference. And that really should do it. Yep, there we go. We have it now active, and hopefully we can use our Phoenix wings, or... Yeah, 5k. There it is. There's the difference. Big difference. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and go back to the PvP slide. We were just letting her have some fun. It's hard to contain Spiritwalker. So we're moving back to the slide. Here we go. And welcome back. So just a quick recap, and that is your 4 dances will help you activate your passive. And then once you do your 4 dances again, you will activate Guardian's Descent, which is the 4 circles, the multicolored circles that appear behind her, which allows you to then use Heaven's Fall or Phoenix Wings to really help with altering your damage. So you're doing your dances anyway and getting the bonuses there, but those 2 things mixed in will be a very powerful combo. And of course, if you just don't want to wait and you want to activate that Guardian's Descent right away, then use the Heavenly Bee Blessing, which is your heal, and it instantly triggers it, but it has a 120-second cooldown, so 2 minutes. And this is just, it's a lot. It was really tough to show the passive for this character, but I'm hoping that you get a really good understanding of how the passive works. So what we're going to do now is move on to the next slide, which is the skill combo slide. Here we go. And here we are. So before we get started on what you're looking at, allow me to tell you where you can find it. If you're in gameplay and you bring up the menu screen, and then you look to the right where it says skills, you tap on that, and now you're on the skills screen. And if you look to the middle and go down where the magnifying glass with the circle is, and it does say skill combos next to it, you tap on that and it brings this up. List the skill combos. Now, everyone has pluses and minuses, and this unfortunately is a minus because there's not much here compared to other characters, but don't let that get you down. When you know how to use your Spiritwalker, you will add to this. This is just a recommendation from Pearl Abyss on how to start with combos. So here's how it works. On the left hand side in blue is the skill you would start with, and the skill to the right in gray is what you would chain into or do the next skill. So Dance of the Blue Dragon, you have an option of ending it with Dance of the Red Phoenix or going to Dance of the Black Tortoise. And as you can see, the skill Dance of the Black Tortoise can chain into and end with Dance of the Red Phoenix. So that's a 3-hit combo right there. And this is how it works. Now, when you get really good with Spiritwalker, you will create your own combos. You'll experiment. You'll try it out on plenty of creatures out there. And then you and your buddies can go into PvP and try it on each other and see which combinations work really well and are creative. And that is the purpose of what Pearl Abyss is trying to do, is get you a starting point so you can really shine and show what you can do with your own custom combinations. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the next slide, which is the enhancement slide. Here we go. And welcome to the enhancement slide. So if you are new to this slide, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side are all of her skills. On the far right hand side is the branch damage connected to those skills. And then I have 4 columns in the center. The first from left to right, the first, second, and fourth column, I try to make things that benefit your Spiritwalker. The third column is, I try to designate that as things that happen to the creature or the player's opponent that you are fighting against. Things that happen to them. So, with that being said, looking at this, you might ask me, well, I still don't understand what enhancements are. So, when you are out in the world of Elion or Hadum, and you're fighting creatures, just farming away, you will get these books. And these books, you want to pay silver and learn them, and it increases the level of knowledge for the skills that you have. So let's just take, for example, if you go in gameplay and go to the skill screen, and then you go and tap on Dance of the White Tiger, you'll see it has 3 circles off to the left surrounding the symbol for Dance of the White Tiger. That is the La Brave, Surette, and an enhancement, which is a bleed effect. It inflicts 60 damage every 1 second for 3 seconds. So if you look at it and you don't see a red number below it, then you more than likely can just pay silver to unlock it. And every time you use Dance of the White Tiger, the person you're using it on or creature is going to bleed, but you gotta unlock it first. Now, if there is a red number next to the enhancement, it is a level you need to get up to with that skill. And learning these skill books that drop in Elion and Hadum just when you're farming creatures is how you get it. It is random. There's no specific creature you go to get the Dance of the White Tiger books. Sorry. But just to give you an example of how many books you need, you get them quite commonly, to be honest. But if the number says, say, 3 in red, then you would probably need, and don't quote me, it's just an estimate, 3, maybe 4 books of Dance of the White Tiger to unlock the bleed effect. So not a lot of books. You do get them all the time, and if you see it on the market, that's great. Not encouraging that, but learning the skills and the books and everything is just gonna unlock all of these enhancements. And when you do, now your Spiritwalker can be specialized. You can do certain things with her because you unlocked everything. For example, let's look at the 3rd skill down, Dance of the Red Phoenix. I've unlocked everything there is to unlock. So now I do the damage of Dance of the Red Phoenix, and I have a flow that is unlocked, which increases my attack speed on it. And I'm also burning them for 60 damage at 1 second every 3 seconds. And I'm healing myself for 130 hit points per hit. So it's really beneficial to take the time to learn these books, get your skills up, and it maxes out at 10 to unlock all these enhancements. And again, with the La Brave and the Surette and the Owl and the Hib, all of that, the branch damages, you also want to increase those too, or select in the skill what you want to specialize. So if I was looking at Dance of the White Tiger skill, it's asking me to choose. Do you want Surette or do you want La Brave? One of them can be on, the other one will be off. And it's your personal style. I can't tell you what to choose. I can only say those are your 2 options, and you decide what works best for you. So, take a moment to look at everything here, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the next slide, which is the player card. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. It is like a baseball card. It is all the slides that you saw previously put together on one slide for you to enjoy. And there's something new. Now, let's go ahead and go through how this works. At the very top is all the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend. And to the right of that is something new. It's called immobilization. Anytime you have a skill that knocks a creature or opponent down, freezes them, knocks them in the air, anything like that, you're immobilizing them. And it takes time to get back up and be ready to fight. And in that time, you can probably more than likely get in 1 hit, maybe 2, maybe 3 hits. And those 3 hits can turn the tide of a fight very well. So in green is that you have one, in red is that you don't, and the column next to it is how many do you have. And if you're still wondering, well, I still don't know what you mean, look down below. Let's take Dance of the Red Phoenix. It has 2 immobilizations. Look at skills, the 3rd skill down, and look all the way over to the right. You will see that there's a super armor, and now you will see your immobilization. It is knockback. So knocking your opponent back and also knocking them down on the last hit. And you have 6 hits. So that is your 2 immobilizations. So that's how that works. And you know about the skills and the passive. You know about the enhancements. And at the bottom is the legend for what is not applied in Path of Glory and what is not applied in Arena. So what's not applied in Path of Glory, actually, if you look at enhancements and the 3rd one down, Dance of the Red Phoenix, all the way up to the right where it says heal 130 HP per hit, it'll work when you unlock it everywhere in the game, just not Path of Glory. And you know about the red, super armor, and invincible, that it works everywhere in the game except for Arena. Now, we come to that moment where you are saying, or where you may be wondering, what is so special about super armor and why do I need it? But before I tell you, let's understand what forward guard is real quick. This means that incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. So if you have a skill that has forward guard, then you'll be able to get 0 damage as long as they're in front of you. If they get behind you, then they can do regular damage to you. Now, super armor. This means that incoming damage will be reduced and the effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. This is why everyone who does PvP cycles their super armor first and gets it in and gets it active so that they can concentrate on their combos and what they want to do in the fight. And then they cycle through super armor again so they're protecting themselves. Now, on your end, you want to throw as many immobilizations as you possibly can. So Dance of the Red Phoenix, Dragon Fang, and Phoenix Wings are the highest 3 that you should be throwing at your opponent, because that's 6 immobilizations cycling, 6 and then again 6 and then again 6, so that you could get that one moment where their super armor stops and you're getting your immobilization in and you knock them down. And when that happens, oh man, Dance of the was that the Blue Dragon, Heaven's Fall, and Dance of the White Tiger, get all your heavy hitters in and get some serious damage going, because they're gonna refresh their super armor and get back into the fight. So this is how the player card works. Feel free to take a look. If you print it out, be kind, black and white, unless it's your own color printer and you just want to go at it, be my guest. But what's going to happen now is the music is going to change. We're going to go into a gameplay video where we show you what Spiritwalker can do. Here we go. And welcome to the gameplay video. Before we get started, let us show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos, and we are at, let me tap on that, Kron Castle entrance. And we are here because, well, their CP is that low and our CP is this high. She'll be fine. So the way that this works is we will use this auto path for Kron Castle entrance and have her fight for about 2, maybe 3 minutes, at which time we'll go back to town, I'll give my outro and say thank you. So without further ado, I am pleased to present to you Spiritwalker. Here we go. And it's just about time for us to head back to town. There we go. So while everything is loading up, allow me to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like these videos, please subscribe, like, let people know. I am always making more videos and there is so many more left to do. So what we'll do here is we zoom in and put our Spiritwalker in a kind of like a pose in a background. So there we go. And we'll try out her wave. Let's see what that's like. That's original. Very nice. And we also want to see how she claps. That's so cool. So we'll just do that one more time. And I will say thank you. Thank you very much. And you have a great day. Take care. Bye now.